What up, YouTube Live? YouTube Live, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment. Welcome to my humble abode. I'm about to head out to Ontario in a few minutes, but before I go, I want to ask you these two questions. The title of this live stream that I'm doing right now. Because I don't know the answer. Hey Joel, the Chatterbox. First, hi to you too. Thank you for watching. So before I head out, I want to ask you these two questions because I was thinking about it the other night. I just don't know the answer. Like, what is my position? What is my stance on this topic? Now, for those of you who may not know, Casey Affleck is the guy who won Oscar this past year for Manchester by the Sea. By the way, loved it. Loved Manchester by the Sea. Perfect film. And you know what? Casey Affleck, I'm just speaking as a fan, as a critic, as a blogger. He deserved that win. He deserved that victory. But I don't know if you know, but he also had a history of sexual misconduct. I read a few. I think they're all settled out of court, so we don't know how much the settlement was, how much the payment was. But I read that it had to do with whatever he did during the filming or the production of that weird movie that he did with Joaquin Phoenix called I'm Still Here. Do you remember that, when Joaquin Phoenix grew his beard and all got wacky? Casey Affleck directed that one. And so at one point he went to bed with one of the girls that work on the set. I don't know if he went nude or just within his underwear, but she didn't want him there. She didn't want him there at all. So that's one case that I read, but I don't know if there's more. And it was settled out of court. But word got out. Word got out that Casey Affleck now has a history of sexual misconduct because of the incident on that set. So if you recall, back at the Oscars this past year, actress Constance Wu, who plays the wife in Fresh Off the Boat series on ABC, was the only one that was like screaming. She was like shouting from the mountaintops, like, why are you giving this man Oscar? Stop, don't you know what he did? So Constance Wu was so against that, and she was probably the only one that I remember was, screaming from the top of her lungs, don't give this man an Oscar. Now, after Harvey Weinstein, Casey Affleck. That's a good one, Joel. Now that after Harvey Weinstein, after Louis C.K., after Kevin Spacey, this whole tsunami, Charlie Rose, and all these guys, now it makes it seem like Constance Wu, is not the only wolf anymore. I mean, the only crying voice in the desert. Now it's like it's a trend. Everybody's doing it, and I'm glad that women are coming forward. I'm glad women now are stepping up, and I'm glad that women who are not assaulted like Constance Wu, are championing this, taking down of, or the purging of all, or weeding out all the bad guys, the bad apples. So there's this petition online the other day. I don't know if you know this. There's a petition made by Cameron Buzzard. I think Cameron's a filmmaker from New York City. And so the petition is basically saying, don't let Casey Affleck hand off the 2018 Best Actress Oscar. Now, who is Casey Affleck? Oh, Casey Affleck is an Oscar-winning actor. Ben Affleck's brother. Casey, I think, in my opinion, Casey is the better actor. Ben is the better filmmaker. So that's who Casey Affleck is, Joel. Thank you for asking, though. I appreciate it. I apologize. I should have mentioned who Casey Affleck is. He's Ben Affleck's little brother, and he's a talented actor, but he also has sexual misconduct history. So there's petition asking the Academy to not invite Casey Affleck to hand off the 2018 Oscars for Best Actress. Now, the tradition is the Academy. No worries, Joel. No worries. You can ask me anytime. I appreciate it. This is what the live stream is for. Ask away. Ask your questions, everybody. Joel. And I'll be more than happy to stop at any minute to answer your questions, because this is what this live stream is all about. So I'm here to inform you. So the tradition at the Academy is that whoever won last year for Oscar for Best Actor will hand off the award the following year for the opposite gender, for the actress. Same with the Best Actress from last year, we'll hand off the award for the Best Actor for the upcoming year. That's the tradition, and it's been going on for years. So this petition is asking the Academy, Motion Pictures and Sciences, don't do that. Don't let Casey be anywhere near that stage this coming... What's the next Oscar going to be? Oh, March. There you go. The first Sunday of March. Don't let him be near that stage at all. So that's my question to you. Do you think that Casey Affleck, who won Oscar, and according to tradition, deserves to be on the stage to hand off the Best Actress award, should he be banned from the ceremony? Now, I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, okay, first of all, this tradition is so dumb. Come on, guys. Just because it's a tradition doesn't mean that you can't break the chain or switch it up or mixing things up. Like, why does it have to be opposite gender handing off to the... Just pick somebody already. Just give them the damn award. Somebody worthy, of course, not like freaking Michael Bay. But it doesn't have to be... Casey seems annoying. She's always... Casey's a guy, by the way. I know you noticed that you put she there. But are you talking about Joel? Are you talking about Casey being annoying? I don't know. I've never met the person. I've never had the privilege of interviewing Casey Affleck. I would love to though, but only about movie related stuff. So I don't know if he's annoying. I think we can pick a bunch of other actors that are annoying as well. So this tradition of handing off the Oscar that has to be opposite gender, dude, it doesn't have to be that way. Come on. So that's number one, in my reaction to it. Number two, do I want the Oscars to ban Casey Affleck? I think, I don't know about you guys. Feel free to chat. Feel free to share your thoughts. The optic is bad, right? Like, the Academy released a statement after Harvey Weinstein. George Lucas is annoying. I'm sure he is. But if I meet George Lucas, I'd probably be geeking out too, because I'm a Star Wars fan. So I don't know. I wouldn't be able to hold my composure. His annoyance probably would like fly away the minute that I shake his hands. Unless there's a scandal surrounding him. But that you know, there's nothing going on there yet. So the optics is bad. The Academy released a statement after they cut ties with Harvey Weinstein and saying that this culture is going to be over from this point forward. On The Last Jedi, yes, I will be doing a review on The Last Jedi. The embargo will be lifted on Tuesday morning. So Joel, thank you for that question. Stay tuned for my review of Star Wars The Last Jedi on Tuesday morning, December 12th, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard. Thank you. That was a fantastic question. So if the Academy already released a statement saying, hey, this culture is going to be over, this predatory culture, then inviting Casey back to the stage kind of contradict their statement. You know? At the same time, there's also this question, well, Rama, I discussed it with my friend the other day. Well, Rama, what Casey Affleck did is not as bad as Louis C.K. did or what Harvey Weinstein did. So that brings up another question like, okay, so there's a level of this one is worse than the other, this one is not as bad as the other, so we can sort of forgive this guy but not forgive that guy. So who's making the rules? Who's making the measurement of who's worse than the other? And what is that measurement? So That's my question back, or my counter argument for that argument. Um, but the optics is bad, and especially that he's handing off an award to an actress, to a woman. That's the just the perception of it, just the image of it. It would look bad, even if Casey Affleck is not as terrible as Louis C.K. In terms of what he did. Still, the optics, you know. There's this saying, the old saying in America here: perception is reality. Sometimes people see something and just take it as it is, or as gospel, even though there's still question about the justification or the truth of it. So I think the optics is bad. Should the Oscars ban Casey Affleck? I think it's on Casey Affleck to withdraw himself from the ceremony. It would be a good thing for him to say something along the line of, because of the climate of what's going on right now, it's up to him if he wants to admit his mistake. But he can say something along the line of, because of the climate, because of the what's going on right now, I'm withdrawing myself from handing off the award at the 2018 Oscars. I think if he does that, I think if he releases that statement, people wouldn't see him as the evil guy that right now the public opinion is making him out to be. I'm not giving him a lot of credit, but Louis C.K. released a statement, and pretty much just, hey, I admit what I did. I did what I did. I did what I was accused of. And I apologize. And bam, that's it. He left it at that. That was a nice statement. That was a good statement. So I think if Casey Affleck did something along that line, he would be, I guess, the bigger man. So Oscars or the Academy doesn't have to be, hey, I'm banning you, or release a statement, we are not going to accept Casey Affleck on our stage. So I think it should be on Casey Affleck to withdraw himself. But I don't know. What do you guys think? My next topic is, should Disney fire John Lasseter? John Lasseter is Disney and Pixar Animation's Chief Creative Officer, one of the legends at Pixar. Thanks, Joel. TMI. So John Lasseter has been accused also of sexual misconduct. I read some of the accusations. Something along the line of he would touch female co-workers inappropriately. Sometimes during meeting, he would put his hand on a female co-worker's knee and just kind of run his hand around her thigh, something along that line. And there's other accusations. So right now, John Lasseter is taking a 6-month hiatus from his job at Disney and Pixar. And should he be fired ultimately after this 6 months of sabbatical? Well, I talked with some mommy bloggers at the Star Wars The Last Jedi press junket last week. I want to ask the mommy bloggers because they look up to Disney, right? Mommy bloggers, Disney's like, they worship Disney. So I want to ask them, what did they think about this John Lasseter scandal, and if this changed their view of Disney? Well, for one, they told me that they think that John Lasseter should not be fired. One of them said something along the line of, hey, it'll be good if we have a perpetrator like him who turns 180 and then becomes the spokesperson, the advocate, for this cause, because he knew what it was like to be in the wrong side. So so that's their argument. Because my argument is like, I think Disney and Pixar should fire John Lasseter, but the mommy bloggers said like, no, that's too harsh. I think we should take into account some of the contributions that John Lasseter. Should they fire Casey instead? I don't know, man. Casey still has jobs. He's still getting movie gigs. So he's not the head of any studio. But we're talking about John Lasseter right now. So I think Disney and Pixar should fire John Lasseter. The mommy bloggers disagree. They say that if John Lasseter turns around and becomes the spokesperson or the advocate for this cause, that would be a more powerful impact. I respectfully disagree. I think Disney is a family-friendly studio. If they want to keep their reputation that way, then they would have to cut ties with folks like Lasseter. At the same time, I recognize Lasseter's contribution over the years. He's the guy who has, made sure that Pixar and Disney movies had that emotional power to their stories. Filmmakers behind those projects, I thought John was the good guy too, but there were news this past few weeks of sexual accusations against John Lasseter. So John Lasseter is taking a sabbatical right now, Joel, because of the harassment surrounding him. So yes, we understand Lasseter's contributions to Disney and Pixar, and we don't dismiss that. We recognize what he has done over the years, and he is very influential to the success of Pixar and Disney as we know them today. But that doesn't excuse his misconduct. No. Thanks, Joel. But that doesn't excuse his misconduct. So the argument that, hey, you know what? I think John Lasseter, we should keep him around because he's just so talented, man. Well, my counter argument to that is that, okay, there's a lot of talented people out there who do not do sexual misconduct. Why don't we give those guys a chance? Especially within Disney and Pixar company. I'm sure there's talented people like Lasseter also that can step up to the game and run the companies like he did. Like, this stigma where John Lasseter is like the Steve Jobs of Disney and Pixar, the face of Apple, Steve Jobs was, that Lasseter, he's irreplaceable. No, I disagree. I think Lasseter can be replaced. But that's not up to me. That's up to Disney and Pixar to decide that. I think, if anything, Disney and Pixar would not want to have a bad PR. So maybe after the 6 months hiatus, they might consider cutting ties with John Lasseter or demoting him. Demoting him and hiring some other talent to take his place as the chief creative officer for those animation studios. So we don't know because we also don't know the extent of Disney's knowledge. Disney bought Pixar, Joel. Disney bought Pixar. So we don't know the extent of Disney's knowledge of John Lasseter's misconduct. Some say, hey, Disney knew about Harvey Weinstein when Disney owned Miramax, about Harvey's misconduct. Or Disney knew about John Lasseter's shenanigans, but Disney did not do anything because Lasseter is so influential and powerful and has done a lot for them. So we don't know yet the extent of whether or not they know. So I think Disney would not want people to find out that, oh my God, they know and they did not know, they did not do anything about it. So if anything, they should cut ties with John Lasseter right now to give the impression that, hey, we're gonna start anew, clean slate. We are a family-friendly studio, so that whatever potential heat that might come from whether or not they have knowledge of John Lasseter, then that would be taken care of by the act of cutting ties with Lasseter. If I were Disney, that's what I would do. But we don't know yet what they would do. Lasseter's taking 6 months off. He's not fired yet. He's still the chief creative officer. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yesterday, Bryan Singer got sued by an actor who said that that singer molested him. So it sucks, man. It sucks that it happens to some of your favorite talents, but at the same time, it's a good thing that this purge is happening, because as I said many times in the previous videos, that I want this business to go back to focusing on just about storytelling and just about the art itself, and making good films. And everybody should have a shot at that if you have what it takes. So nobody should be harassed, or nobody should be promised a career if you sleep with him or her. That culture needs to end, and let's make it just be about filmmaking. Let's just make this business be about that. So yeah, I want to throw the question to you. Oh, what did John do again? John has been accused of sexual misconduct by his fellow co-workers at Disney and Pixar. John is the chief creative officer of both Disney Animation Studios and Pixar Animation Studios. And Joel, you can read it on Deadline. I can give you the link below this video after the streaming, so you can read exactly what those accusations are. I don't want to go into details here. Sexual misconduct is now you're just pulling my leg, Joel. So you can read it there, okay? That's about it, guys. I just want to leave it there because I gotta head out. I'm almost late now, but I want to throw the questions back to you. Should Disney fire John Lasseter, and should Oscars ban Casey Affleck? What do you think is the right thing to do? What do you think the optics of the decisions, one or the other, will have on the fans and on the business or on the industry itself? All right? Share your thoughts in the comment section below, and please subscribe to my channel, and make sure you do super chat next time we do this live stream. Make sure you also go to patreon.com/ramascreen and sign up there and become my patrons if you want to support this channel. All right, let's rock this. Have a good Friday, everyone. Let's rock this.